Hi, this is Philip Day from the Campaign for Truth in Medicine, and you're listening to Up Close and Personal for the Eclub bulletin dated August 2009. Firstly, swine flu. The World Health Organization recommends mandatory vaccinations across almost 200 countries, and curiously enough, the executives sitting on the panel that decide this also work for Baxter, Novartis, GlaxoSmithKline and Sanofi Pasteur, so usual problems going on there. Swine flu vaccinations have not been tested, and nor will they be properly tested, and you can bet that anybody who forces these on kids who subsequently have problems or even die will have immunity from prosecution. We're already seeing problems with Tamiflu. Andrew Castle, who's the GMTV presenter, said his 16-year-old daughter almost died after taking Tamiflu, and more stories are reported in the press daily. 10 things you're not supposed to know about the swine flu vaccine. Also, Tamiflu problems, an official list of the side effects, Dr. McCullough's warning, and scientists who now say Tamiflu should not be given to children. All this over a pandemic that has claimed 45 lives in the UK, where normally we lose 6,000 in an average flu season. So people are overreacting, and there is just big money behind all of this. So don't get scammed. If you don't want the flu, your vitamin D levels need to be optimized. If you're supplementing vitamin D, I would sooner you got your vitamin D from the sun, but if you're supplementing it, it needs to be D3 cholecalciferol, and the dosage daily should be 5,000 to 8,000 units for an adult. If you have the flu, or if you have any other vitamin D deficiency situation, you are safe up to 10,000 units a day, and even beyond for a limited period of time. Genetically modified food is coming to Britain and elsewhere by the back door. You probably noticed stories in the press recently harping on about possible future food shortages for which GM will come in and save the world. There's been a whole thing just recently also over slagging off organic food, as if the public, as if people with intelligent heads need to be persuaded that organic food is in some way inferior to the stuff with the pesticides and herbicides and all the other junk on it. If you grow your own food, then you've got a good thing going. So those of you who have been thinking about it, we have an article on that. Top 10 reasons to grow your own organic food. Hundreds of thousands of reactions to Gardasil. Here's another nightmare story, the Gardasil HPV vaccine, which has been dished out around the world. And of course, parents who want to do the right things for their children are ushering all their daughters into habit. Number one, if you don't want to get HPV, don't sleep around. And secondly, make sure you have a proper immune system. Gardasil is ugly. Don't do it. Insights on multiple sclerosis. There are an increasing number of safe, effective and exciting treatments for this previously hopeless disease. MS, as many of you know, is when the immune system begins stripping off the myelin sheathing on the nerves, and vitamin D deficiency is implicated in this, making people susceptible to it. So we have a bunch on in the ABCs of disease on the fungal connection to multiple sclerosis also, but the vitamin D angle is something that is covered in this article. Prostate screening can lead to unnecessary treatment and risks 95% of the time. Two large studies published recently in the New England Journal of Medicine found that the PSA blood tests used to screen for prostate cancer can save few lives and can lead to risky and unnecessary treatments for 95% of the men who are screened. The real story underlying this is that cancer treatments for prostate cancer don't work, because it's saying that even if you get screened and go in for the treatment, then the amount of people surviving, the survival rates are no different from people who don't do that. So the real story here is that cancer treatments don't work. And this is exciting in a way, because who wants to go through the prostate official or orthodox prostate cancer treatment system? It's horrendous. A misunderstood skin condition sweeping the baby boom generation. This is rosacea, adult acne. Oliver Cromwell suffered from that. Some say good. There is a progressive disorder with rosacea which is linked to the immune system, flares up. It's an ugly condition, and there's an article here that shows how we can deal with this. I deal with rosacea also in the ABCs of disease, looking at acne vulgaris, acne conglobata, and of course rosacea, the adult version. Virginia Tech shooters. Doctor hid mental health records. New revelations about the mental treatment of Virginia Tech shooter Seung Hui Cho are surfacing today after the surprise discovery of his mental health records in the home of the former university psychiatrist who treated him, who's obviously trying to cover his back over the damage that the treatments did to his mental state. Vitamin D deficiency reveals an instant healthcare reform solution. Vitamin D deficiency, this article says, is so widespread in US children that it poses a threat to the future health of an entire generation. So that's again going hard on vitamin D, which is never usually mentioned in the press, but many studies over the last 15 to 18 months have given some tremendous hope for previously untouchable problems. Learn how to detox with the coconut oil cleanse. With fad detox methods around every corner, it's hard to know which one can provide a healthy cleanse without unpleasant side effects. Coconut oil is rather interesting. It's 50% lauric acid. It's very antifungal. It contains medium-chain fatty acids, and this is a 3 to 7 day. It's kind of like a fast. If you suffer from ringworm, major fungal problems, this is well worth looking at. And there's also a little side article here for the many benefits of lauric acid. Right, on the campaign for truth in Europe front, a land of liberty destroyed by stealth, the regime that 12 years of New Labour has imposed on Britain has resulted in a place of unwavering suspicion, paranoia and obsessive surveillance. Britain now has more CCTV cameras than China, and we in fact have 20% of the cameras globally. This is absolutely unacceptable, and I just have nothing but contempt for the British people who would just stand by and allow this to happen. It's absolutely unconscionable. And then we're going to have an election coming up where people are just going to go, oh, well, I guess I'll vote for the other guy this time. It's just the same thing. And people just can't seem to get that through their heads. Also, for those people who think that the European Union is such a grand idea, we've had a case recently where somebody who went abroad and committed an offence, which was not an offence in Britain, then returned to Britain, then had Europol show up on his doorstep to haul him off to a foreign land and throw him in prison. This is really, really dumb, and Britain has just walked right into it with its eyes closed. So once again, we get what we pay for. In 2001, when EU leaders gathered in Belgium to plan their next great leap forward to European integration, they also agreed on what they saw as another bold symbol of their wish to see Europe politically and legally united, the European arrest warrant. That's it. We are going to be back out on the road in the autumn. The new tour in the UK and Ireland is called Look Great, Feel Better, Worry Less and Live Longer. So do you think that covers pretty much everything? We'll be getting into a lot of new stuff here, so do come along. I'm also doing an all-day cancer seminar in Dublin on Saturday the 31st of October 2009 at the Tara Towers Hotel. So this is a chance for anybody in Ireland. If you need this information, get down to that meeting. We're going to start it at 10 and end it at 4. And we will literally take cancer apart at the seams. So look forward to seeing you hopefully on the road. Tickets are available online now, so go ahead and book your tickets up. And there's no use me addressing the people who are not getting this bulletin because they haven't given us an email address, but we will be sending them flyers so they get the good news also. That's it. Have a great August. We'll see you next month. Bye-bye.